Ladies and gentlemen, may I please have your attention? The show starts in 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. You are now live with BB3 TV.
How about that?
Awesome introduction, guys. Awesome.
Welcome to the new BB3 TV. Welcome to the new BB3 TV. Welcome to the new BB3. I love it, guys. Tom Nally. We have new friends, family here as well.
That's right. This is Don's first maiden voyage on BB3 TV.
Yeah.
I could pat him on the back for it if I was able to. So this is as close as I can get.
I want to give this aspect. Tom Nally, you and I, we run BB3 TV with the owners, Nick Mulea's family. Nick, yep. I want you to give Don the introduction here, please.
Well, like just about what the network's about or whatever?
Absolutely. Represent him and let him talk from there, man. I loved it. They let me on their network tonight, and I had a great time. I can't explain it, but Nick, please do the honors.
You got it. Hopefully it sounds good. For starters, Don, excuse me. Welcome, first of all, to BB3 for your first ever appearance. And as someone who I've known for well over almost 20 years now, it's officially great to have. Yeah, it's great to officially have you on one of the other networks after you started with things. Here you are working your way up to be on other shows on other networks. And BB3, I will say, is a little bit different, though, compared to Things Network. Because with the Things Network, as you know, most of the shows we have is mainly paranormal based. Although we do have a few shows, including yours, that is a little bit different, of course. You know, you got yours, and then Jeremy and Donald have their show, Marks on Wrestling. But with BB3 TV, we're a lot more, a much larger variety. We got a couple shows, including mine, Nick Files, as with a few paranormal shows. But we're making some changes, obviously. But we're going to be bringing in a lot of different types of shows. Dom was telling me earlier that, if you don't mind me bring this up, Dom, that
your family
I think he's been a little bit inspired from your show, and he's actually wanting to make something similar on that. So you should be very proud. I should just say you should be very proud of yourself. You got someone else who's taken some ideas and wants to do something similar. So I thought I'd give you that as a big surprise. But most importantly, like I said, welcome officially to BB3 TV.
And to add on that too, like I come from cinema as well, and Don had myself, Tom Nally, on his network tonight with Nick, and it was amazing.
I just happened to notice what's playing behind you.
Yeah,
that's our Evil Dead interview.
I grew up in cinema, and then Don, was here tonight to talk about Valentine's, and Valentine is tomorrow. So like, it was a neat experience to talk about things we love, grew up with, and to experience that with other people from around the world, to really, really enjoy it together and to talk about it. So as we talk cinema, as we wanted the variety in frame, as Nick just talked about, to move forward on BB3 TV, I think it's healthy to have somebody like Don and his network be a part of us.
Jill's here.
Jill Bringer.
Jill's here. I was wondering where she was. There she is.
Jill's making her BB3 debut too.
Yes,
this was healthy.
Right. I was making tea.
I was getting a beer.
It's a part of the show. So Don, please explain the network, where you're coming from, what it meant. And in front of the world of my family, thank you for letting us on tonight and explore with you.
You're very welcome. Yes, so Things Network, Nick was part of it first, but then I joined him because he was giving me ideas for, he was talking to me about the different shows that are running, and I'm thinking, you know what? There's no horror movie talk show like podcast on the network, so I decided, Hey Nick, why don't we? Here's an idea. Why don't we set up a new show where we just discuss horror films? And so that became what is now known as the Fear Fan Podcast.
Yeah, I think it's awesome. Now, as far as your genre, like just horror, like you do beyond it as well if needed, right?
As far as horror, yes.
Like
yeah,
horror, the Breakfast Club. You're a movie guy. I can tell you're a movie guy. You love movies from Jaws and everything. I know it goes beyond, man. You're smart. You understand a movie. You feel a movie, and that's why I like you.
Oh, thank you. I really appreciate that. Yes, I've studied all sorts of movies, like even long before I entered Western Kentucky University, where I got my bachelor's degree in film. But yeah, which same school as John Carpenter.
That's awesome. There's a BB3 right there. We could actually send a link in BB3 TV. So if any BB3 wants to join us, come on in. Yep. We're not going to be here long, 20 minutes. We just want to represent the network that actually had our backs tonight as well.
And much like Things Network, BB3, despite the beginnings of it wanting to be variety, we were predominantly paranormal. We had quite a few paranormal shows on here over time, some of which overlapped a lot of each other. But at this point, like we're trying to gear things more towards what we wanted to do initially, which was variety entertainment. That's why we have this one little commercial. Where is it? And you can see at the end, like the little byline. So you're home for variety entertainment. Yes, I made that, by the way.
Cool.
That was our old logo that we started with in the beginning.
It's crazy.
This is now our third logo now. So that we have it's this one up in the corner. Where's it at? Oh, right there. This one up there.
Everything what we created, just kind of like what you guys do. Everything comes down to meaning and right down to the heart, right down to your guts of what you want. You know what I mean? You're not going to have a shit show like Don. You're not going to have a shit show without like researching the movie and things like that. You're not going to go in knowing nothing, right? We go into the entire network with that too. I'm sure as you do too. We're very loyal to our family, which we create here. So this in the future, I'm giving you keywords of saying, I appreciate you. You will be here more often. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
How's that?
We're going to the movie.
That's awesome.
We are doing concerts. We are doing movies. We actually are filming our first movie here soon with our CBS radio thing. So yeah, I come from the movie industry, so we are filming our first movie. We have the script, everything ready to go, and this will be big things here. So the people who have our back and stay in, we truly have your back all the way through and through. We've been through people, and we don't go. What's our one rule, Tom? Once you leave us, we never literally look back on things. You don't want no part of it? See ya. You know,
I mean,
there's
no hard feelings. I mean, we're still friends with people that have been with us and gone. I mean,
BB3 TV, there's a StreamYard in your link right now. So if any BB3 wants to jump in and say hello, please do. If not, another night. It's all good. So it's all there.
No pressure on anyone to join.
Yeah, but we are having our first concert. I think it's The Great Lie, which is a punk band. Once was known as John Wilkes Booth out of New York City. I will be traveling to New Jersey here soon. Did
you say New York shitty?
That's what it sounded like.
Yeah, I love New York. So I'll be traveling there. Shadows Fall. We just got off the Death Metal cruise, so I'll be going there to see Shadows Fall, and then possibly going to see The Great Lie. We have BK Kashmir, who after this will possibly do his live concert, and then at a death metal band out of the Czech Republic after that. So I'm in.
You mentioned that the one band was a punk band. There's a fellow local YouTuber who I've mentioned in various times in the past, the Philly Captain.
Yeah, that's it.
I've actually met him in person now, and we've hung out, and it was cool. But He actually used to be part of a punk band called Public Urination.
Public Urination. That's a new name.
That's an awesome name.
Okay.
Wow.
For a punk band, that's an awesome name.
So if you guys are into that, like, man, like, here's what I
If
kind of
you're
want to
into
say too.
public
Along with
urination.
you, I don't mingle with other networks ever because I've learned my lesson. But if you need anything from us, you let us know.
I've been
You know what I'm
part
saying?
of
Like,
Things
I've
Network
got your back.
for.
I
I mean, how long
appreciate
have I been hanging out with you guys? It's been
Yeah.
quite a while.
Yeah.
And I've heard, like, yeah, I haven't. This is my first time on your show. Like, I've known about things and all that. And yeah, I wanted to be on your show a while now, but I had to learn you guys a little bit, and I get a great feeling. I think it's healthy. I think it's great for entertainment. I think it's great for the fan base. The fan base is the most important to me. Our show was
Hey,
on there
Gavin.
for. There you go.
Hello again, Sam.
Yep.
I
Sam.
like your name.
Welcome.
I like your name,
That's-
Gavin. That's my son's name.
Gavin,
Yeah.
Gavin Kelly.
Yeah,
What's
hey.
funny is that I saw Gavin just a few months ago at Silicon. They were at the
Awesome.
event.
He gets
Yeah.
around, man.
Yeah, I haven't. Like, I met Gavin at
Gettysburg.
the Gettysburg Bash. Yeah.
Yeah, two summers ago.
I got a great feeling from him. We haven't got to know each other a lot yet, other than like what we met in Gettysburg and knowing we're about entertainment. Guy's got a
Right.
whole fucking structure behind him and shit like that. So it's like it's healthy for him to be a part of BB3. But this is part of growing the family as far as like working together. I have his back no matter what. He had that structure when you like when I said I judge a book by its cover. I do. He had that healthy heart. The
Oh.
meat. There he is. Jump him in.
Wow.
Of the devil.
Gavin,
There he is.
hey,
on, guys.
good to see you again.
Hi.
Hello.
Hi. It's been a while, hasn't
Gavin, man.
Speaking
How are you,
of when we were in Gettysburg,
it? Yeah.
let's check this out real quick. Let me
Yeah.
present share screen.
I gotta say this
This-
while he's doing this, Gavin. Of course, last time I saw you, we were singing karaoke at the after party.
Oh, I know,
Look at-
right?
Fun.
Look at the belly on that guy on the left, man. You know what? He needs to lose some weight and grow his hair a little bit.
A lot.
I'm over
Throw it a lot.
Oh man.
Just a little. Just a little.
It's cool, man. Like as far as like all of us getting to meet, like I was there as a recruiting structure as far as getting people as part of the network. Who the
Yeah,
best.
I
of the
was there
best.
as the only guy manning the table with his girlfriend.
Yeah. Well, Karen and everybody, but like, yeah, like with the Paranormal Brew, we all work together and things like that. We have nothing but respect. I met Gavin and Gallows there the same day. All of us talked about possibly working together. It all worked out. We just got to get to know each other a little bit as far as like really working it together. So, highly structured person. You should, Gavin. Like, I'm not blowing smoke up your ass. You know that. I seen your table. What you have, what you create, it's fucking
Yeah.
amazing, bro. You know what I mean?
Maybe
Like,
he
and
wants you to blow smoke up his ass. You don't know.
Oh, no.
No, but like it's just one of those things where it's like all of us work together, kind of all of us know each other, and we're all just trying to do the same structure. So it's all comes back down to entertainment, and really, it really just works great.
Yeah.
Kind of becomes a bloodline in the end.
Yeah, Nick knows I have a lot of toys.
Oh, whoa.
Not them type of toys.
You guys are,
You should
They're
have a
doing
show and
the,
tell.
you guys are doing the paranormal stuff together, right?
Yeah.
Yeah,
And plus, also, I'm now an author.
yeah.
Oh, that's
So-
awesome.
Can I
Well,
see
Dom,
a
Yeah, but I
Dom
didn't
is
see
an author too because he has two
Yeah.
books.
This book is basically called Ghost Hunting, Sensationalism in Social Media.
Wow.
Yeah, but I'd like to
Wow.
actually represent that on the
Congratulations,
network
man.
as far as you being an author. And I have a couple people with the indie bookstore from actually another network, WLFPDB, but like actually they push out like a ton of books. They're from Tampa Bay here. I'd like to get you in touch with them to help you sell and push out, but I'd like to have you back on the network, you know, as far as like not being a host, but being a guest. There's a Jing right there. Our BB3. But I want to bring you
Thank you,
in as far as being a guest, as far as pushing your books rather than being a host, and then we get back into you being a host there. You know what I mean? Like almost starting over the blueprint. I just haven't talked to you about it yet because as you see what we're doing, we're recreating everything, commercials and everything. As we all talk as family, it's going to happen within a month or so.
Yeah.
So just
nobody that's already part of us is going anywhere. We're just adding to it.
Right.
You know?
And the reason we kept what we're doing is because the love of what you guys do and the appreciation of what you guys showed back, and that meant a lot to us. You understand, you know?
Yeah.
And that's where we're at. And that's why we're showing the love, you know, to Don had me on his network tonight, and Tom and everybody has the same dream. There's no point of fighting. Work it together, you know, and
Definitely.
we'll
Totally.
just make it work.
Absolutely. Yes.
Yep.
So we're all in the same group right there.
So, Gavin, I just had Dom and Tom, Nick, and Jill tonight for the to cover the movie Valentine, the 2001 slasher flick, because it's Valentine's Day tomorrow. So I feel like that would be, because I run this horror review show every Tuesday, 8:30 p.m. Central Time. So we cover all kinds of different horror movies, and so it's been fun so far, just having all these people on. And when I'm not doing that, I actually run this YouTube channel where I do all kinds of reaction videos and video game live streams. Just yesterday, just completed Last of Us Part 2 Remastered. Yeah, that was a fun, brutal, but fun game.
His YouTube is
Nice.
scrolling on the bottom.
Oh,
We're at the bottom.
appreciate that.
Yeah, there you go, Don.
Thank you.
Yeah, we're actually taking a different avenue when it comes to filming, because the way how the paranormal field is kind of going. We are going to be filming paranormal thrillers.
That's
That's
cool.
the avenue we're going for.
I do enjoy good thrillers. Yes, that's awesome.
Yeah, but I'd like to talk about that, about the whole downhill thing too. It's like why we kind of changed our mind and like turn on the paranormal as well. Like I loved it. I'm a paranormal investigator, but like no matter what I do, I can't prove it. And it kind of got to the point where it's like I didn't want the drama in my life. And so if you saw the video, I wanted only the paranormal people who have shows here to be the only ones that have shows here. There is no point of adding anybody else in to showcase your shows as far as being paranormal. Why bring someone else in? There's nobody better than the lineup we have. You understand what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
And
So-
all of you being part of the paranormal world, you do know that there is a certain amount of drama that occurs
Yes.
in the paranormal fields. It's much like being at a high school lunchroom.
Mhm.
Pretty much.
You know, you got the
Everywhere.
cool people table, you got this people, and then these
Jeremy.
people, you're like,
Hey, Jeremy.
but
My
like,
my last argument was like, all right, you guys have a lot of videos. Everybody has a ton of things. Nobody has a ghost.
Jeremy, come on if you
No,
want
like-
to join.
Jerry,
Get
yeah.
the links in the
Bring
chat.
them in.
is in the chat.
Join.
Man.
Come on,
Bring
Jerry.
them in.
Yeah.
They're like,
Join us.
Well, I wound up doing a lot
I
of
like to
research.
stalk Jeremy. I said that out
I
loud.
wound up doing, doing a lot of research and kind of dug into when these YouTubers decided to come on in and distort our field. It started
Sure.
in 2018 when all these other folks, their channels were just basically going stale. And they're like, well, we got to do something. We got to come up with something. Next thing you know, they're like, ooh, paranormal. Let's jump
Yeah.
into that. And sure enough,
Sure.
I mean, they had their following that came with them. And then next thing
Yeah.
you know, they're ghost hunters.
yeah, no, and you know, Gavin, you make a good point there. At my point of view, ghost hunting meant a lot to me growing up. Like my family enjoyed it. Like, you know, like this was something to almost like to find God, find where we're going when we die. And like you want to find your ghost, you want to talk to your grandmother, you want to talk to your cousin, whoever it may be. This was no joke to me. You know what I mean? Like I am down to help anybody. You help me find what I want, the ghost. But then somehow it became the YouTube, this, that, like
Yep.
all this type of shit. There's 6 teams, like 6 teams in a house. I go by myself when I did ghost hunting. You can't even record without hearing other people talk, and you can't even like I could debunk it right now by saying you have 6 people in there. You weren't by yourself. You know what I mean?
Well, the
Aren't
thing
ghost
is,
hunting.
whenever we all won't go out investigating, how many times do we quote unquote get a lot of evidence? Rarely, right?
Yeah.
These jackasses get evidence every single time
Yeah.
they go somewhere.
Every time.
That's
A
Well,
demon.
And-
When you fabricate evidence, of course you're going to get it every time.
Well, and
Yeah.
here's the thing. I'm gonna I definitely agree with what you're saying, Gavin. I might have actually talked to you about this when we were at SilCon, but you know,
Well, sure we did.
being in
sure
the
we
field, I mean, in my case, being in the field now for almost 20 years, you know, I really worked my way up. And even when I was still a young kid at that time, you know, getting involved in this stuff, I knew, because, you know, in the later years, this is when you started really seeing a lot of it. I knew I was not going to get a piece of evidence by tomorrow or anything like that, even if I
Right.
did go to a haunted location. I got my first real piece of, and Jeremy would know about this since he's watching. I got my first ever piece of video evidence now almost 2 years ago. So before that, I have never captured anything like that at all the different haunted locations that I've been to. Never up till then. So at that point, I was already about 17 years into the field. It took me 17 years to get my first ever piece of evidence that I still can't explain to this day, which goes to show how, I mean, or in other words, in reality, how really difficult it is to capture something like that.
Well, I mean, for us, when we first started out,
Good point.
we lucked out. I mean, we didn't know what we were doing. And it all started with Paula's having a house fire, and it uprooted a lot of strange activity in the house. Well, at that time, I didn't know anything about ghost hunting. I was watching, you know, TV and stuff, and I came across Ghost Adventures, and I started watching it. I didn't know it was Ghost Adventures, but I watched it, and
Zach
I'm like,
Baggins.
"Oh, this is interesting." Well, she told me what's going on in the house, and I'm like, "That sounds like something I just watched on TV last night." So they really weren't big at the time. So I actually contacted Aaron Goodwin, and I talked to him, and he said, "I kid you not, do what we do." I'm like, "Huh?" He goes, "Do what we do." Oh,
Yeah.
and he's like, "Okay, never mind. I'm just kidding." He goes, "What kind of gear do you have?" I'm like, "What do you mean, what kind of gear?" He goes, "Well, if you want to do an investigation, you got to have gear. What do you have?" I'm like, He goes, "Well, let me stop you right there. Do you have an EMF detector?" I said, "An EM what?"
Yeah.
He goes,
Electromagnetic field.
"Yeah," he said, "the thing that goes blinky, blinky, and beeps." I'm like, no. So anyway, he told me what kind of stuff to get. I had an old Hi8 camera, and we're talking the Sony Handycam with the cassettes.
Yeah.
You know how old school that is? That was the first camera.
The VHS-C tapes
Right.
that are only like,
Right.
like this big. Yeah.
Yeah.
I remember
So we investigated her house, and we actually came up with some strange evidence. And
Yeah.
I just put it together into a video, threw it on YouTube. I just wanted to see what people would say about it. You know, peer review. Just let other people tell me what they see. Well, unfortunately, I had a producer from an independent network hit me up, and he's like, "How long have you guys been doing this?" I'm like, "That's our first video." He's like, "Well, I like what you guys are doing." He goes, "Give me more of that and I'll sign you." I go, "Sign you? Sign me to what?" He goes, "My network." I'm like, "What do you mean your network?" So, do you remember GTN? Ghost
Yeah.
Tales Network?
Actually, I don't. I actually really don't know.
that does
Yeah.
sound familiar.
It's out
Not
of
for
South
me.
Haven, Mississippi. So we signed with him, and one of our investigations that we did, now this is our first time out doing an investigation, not at that house, but out. We went to a place called Carter's Mill, and I shit you not, there was one time when we were in, it was like a mill, and I had the camera pointing, and you could see smoke, and when I turned it, we have an apparition running. That is our holy grail. That was the
Yeah.
first piece of evidence we ever caught that intense. And
Gavin, I believe you.
I try
Yeah.
to debug
That's It's funny that you talked like, or the guy was asking you like what equipment you have and stuff like that. Like we happen to know this guy who started off being a paranormal
Middle?
investigator, and
Kenny?
you don't ruin the end of my story, really.
All right, my bad. But I want to go on Gavin's story as with this too, because he's talking
I had
like
a
old school.
point.
Like I've had evidence from old school as well. But
Well,
I wanted to
my-
get
my-
on Kenny Biddle. Is you. Go ahead, Tom.
My point was that Kenny Biddle, since you ruined the name, and I was going to wait till the end to reveal the name.
Oh, he's a buddy of
Yeah.
mine.
But
Yeah.
he said that even as a when he was a believer, he's a skeptic now. He's a
Oh, yeah.
hardcore skeptic. He's still a great guy. I mean, I love Kenny, even though like he was just here not that long ago in my area, and he didn't let me know that he was getting cheesesteaks literally 5 minutes from my house. But whatever, I'm not I'm not gonna hold a grudge. But
Let's hold a grudge.
He,
We're getting cheesesteaks.
oh man.
God.
But he said that the best tools or gear that anybody could have is a pencil and a paper.
Mm-hmm.
That's it.
Yeah.
You know,
Agreed.
you don't
Truly.
need to record things. You don't need to have like audio recorders. You don't need to have REM pods. You don't need to have like all this other crap. And he
So-
actually proved that like the little balls that they have that like light up supposedly
Oh,
when
cat
something
balls?
touches it,
Yeah.
it's a cat toy.
Yeah, it
Cat
is.
toy.
Mhm.
It's literally, and they just marketed it for that.
So
And
Tom,
Guys, just real quick, sorry to interrupt. Because I
Yeah,
wanted to speak for Don. Unfortunately, Don, I just saw your message. You have to get off at this point.
Yes, I wish I
Yeah.
could stay longer. I'm really enjoying this. I
No,
wish I
all
could stay
good.
longer.
can we before everyone gets off right now, everyone's gonna stay because I want to talk about paranormal. Don, can you put him full screen? Don,
Oh,
where
I
to get your
don't have the
network,
control.
where to get everything, and just represent.
It's right below.
Thank you so much,
Yeah.
guys. Thanks for this. Thanks for having me on. But yes, link is below for my YouTube channel. Yeah, where you will find the all the episodes we recorded of the Fear Fans podcast, as well as also I do reaction videos and video game live streams. So, and I'm going to be back on the live stream again on Thursday, 7 p.m. Central Time. Yeah, starting God of War 3. Yes, so lots of people have been wanting me to play that. So, thank you so much, Dom, for having me on this. This has been great.
Indeed,
Been
and
awesome,
thank you
man.
again for having us on there as well. If
Had you
it's
on
not
our show.
myself, Tom, or Nick, we will represent your links on BB3 TV. Don, you will be back. Thank you, my brother.
Yes, for sure.
I just
You're very
subscribed.
welcome. Yep. So, have a good night, everybody.
Take
All
care,
right, good
Don.
night.
Happy Valentine's.
Hi,
Day.
I'm not
Don.
far behind you, man.
Yeah,
Happy
myself as
Valentine's
well.
I don't
We're
mean that
just-
in a weird way.
Okay. Well, yes. Thank you guys so much. Happy Valentine's Day. Good night, everybody.
Thank you again. And yeah, as we go into paranormal equipment as well, we're not going to be here much longer as we all talked. We're just representing what we did tonight. But I wanted to re-go into what Gavin, Tom, and with Kenny Biddle. I believe the simplest equipment. Ted Van Son he actually wrote a book about it, talking about the go back to basics of equipment.
I have that.
Yeah. So powder, bells on cabinets, simple tape recorders. I believe these are the things that find ghosts.
which one was
Myself,
that?
I go into meditations
shit.
and make my own
Hang on.
scry mirrors.
Lost my earbud again.
I've heard some crazy fucking shit and I have it recorded. And I'm like, this is the holy grail of my paranormal shit.
Which
But
one was
nobody
it?
will believe me. You know what I mean? Like nobody will that remember the
So I
one
got them
where
both.
like
I don't.
What's that?
I don't know.
Those are
Oh,
Ted
wow.
Van Son's books.
Oh.
I don't know which one it was you were talking about.
I know I have see this
Those
is
are
where I'm
Teddy's
saying
books?
Yeah.
so
Oh, I missed
Gavin
that. He sent them to
and
me.
all those hunters here. I have
Mm-hmm.
a recording that I had my team in my house, which is a team of 3. There's no way I could show you guys this and say, hey, it's a ghost, because you guys would debunk me over and over again. And I'm telling you, this is what fucking changed my life. I know it exists. This is what put the fear of God into me. You know what I mean? Like, I know this shit exists. I know there's a ghost. I know there's something else. And I know something's fucked up in life. You know what I mean? So
Absolutely.
I can't prove it to you guys because you'll tell me I'm a liar. I'm like, you should have been there. You know?
Well, you know, it's interesting too, and this is something I've actually talked about on a lot of shows, is that, I mean, this is unfortunately the sad reality of it too, is that even if you have the evidence, whether it's a photograph,
Mhm.
or video, or an audio, or an audio piece, or even a sketch, you're still gonna have your doubters and skeptics out there saying, "Oh no,
Sure.
there's gonna be there's obviously something going on here," because I've dealt with that numerous times, like whether you know, so you know, whether you have the evidence or not, you're still going to have people who are going to doubt and not believe you.
Right. But it's not that hiss. It's not this. Like Gavin and Nick and myself and probably Taryn and Kenny all have that one evidence where it's like, we have it and we know. You know, it's like, I could never fucking prove to you guys, but at the same time, it's like, dude, I have it. And I'm never going to get that evidence again. Probably not in my lifetime that I have it. That proves to me that something fucking else exists. You know what I mean? Like, I could chase that demon or whatever the fuck growled at me in that video, and I've shared it with Ghost Hunters, and like I've shared it with JT and his wife in Gettysburg, and it said it made them almost want to puke because they heard it and like, dude, this is fucking real shit. And they're like, why don't you put it out? Well, because you won't believe me. You're just gonna talk shit and say I did this. Why would I put myself in that anxiety and depression of saying, hey, this didn't happen, when I'm fucking telling you it did and you're listening to it? You know what I mean?
Yeah. And Jeremy just wrote, in all the years he's investigated, he has only have one video that he can't explain it. I know exact. Jill, you probably know it too.
I know what it is. It's Nick in a tutu doing like a little pirouette. Like nobody can explain that.
It has to be that one.
I know
It has to be
what
that
video
one.
he's talking about. I know what video he's talking about, and even I still can't figure out a way to debunk it. So it seems like you always have. I mean, no matter how many years you investigate, it seems like you always get, for the most part, that one image of whatever that you just cannot explain the least bit.
I'm thankful I got it. It actually proved that all the work I did for years were not getting shit, that I actually got that one piece of footage that made me believe. That's all I care about ever, you know, and that's really what truly put my heart back into it. And like, I don't need to do fucking an entire network of it, you know, like I just want variety. Jill, what do you think about this? Like, I don't know you. You like paranormal?
I live it. So it's part of my life. I can't prove a lot of it, but whenever I get any insights, I give it to people just openly, because I feel like that's my gifts, you know, to do. Like, that's what I was put here to do, is just give the messages if I can. So I feel like, you know, I help in some way, in my own way, and that's all I want from it. It's just, I just want to help. And most of the time I feel like I'm helping the dead more than the living. And I, you know, have more of a connection with them than I do the living. So, you know, I do just observe and I listen. And I feel like that's all they really want sometimes, that they want to be heard. You know, they want what happened to them to be told, like the real story, those kind of things. Like if there's a rumor going on, like for centuries, that, you know, the wrong story, you know, maybe they're a little upset about that. So I feel like, you know, if we could just treat them still as people in that sense, they're still, it's like they're still around, you know? So I think it's great that the paranormal field is expanding to where people are actually talking about it. For me growing up, we couldn't talk about it. I was looked as crazy, and, you know, I just didn't speak up on it at all until, you know, it got comfortable enough to talk about it.
Jill, you hit a really good point right there. And I got a question for all the paranormal investigators in the room, which is about 3-4 of us right now. Why don't we go back to sharing it in a way where it's like we're trying to help instead of trying to solve? Like, honestly, like trying to spread their word. Like, why aren't we asking them questions as far as like, you know, getting their point across? Like, you know, apparently there's psychics in the world. I don't fucking believe in a psychic no more, because I ran into 20 and I've had many on this network that fucking failed. I don't believe in a psychic as far as I could throw a rock. You know what I mean? I'm not talking shit. You just bullshit. You should not make money on somebody and tell them that fucking your grandmother rocks in a rocking chair while sewing things. You know what I mean?
Right.
Nobody, you know, come on. So shouldn't paranormal investigators find the reason why ghosts are there, find the reason why they want to speak, instead of trying to prove they're there? You know what I mean? Like, Why are you here? Why is this like that? May I help you? Go back to common words as far as like, if there's a ghost, may I help you? What can I do to help you across? Or what can I do to understand? You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like everything is so fucking forced.
Yeah, that's what I feel
Am
like.
I wrong there? Like, am I wrong on that aspect?
I feel like that's what I do is like, you know, I don't even have to talk to like living people about it a whole lot. I feel like if someone comes to me that's a spirit, then I'm like, when I was a kid growing up, I was scared. But as an adult and I faced it, then I was like, you know what? They just need some help. Like, what do you want? Like, what do you want me to know? How can we help you? Like, instead of running from them, or running from something that you feel like you're afraid of, depending on what it is, you know, if it's like kind of like very demonic, then yes, maybe run. But like if it's just a person that passed, maybe just ask them like, how can I help you?
Put your spell to perspective. If you fucking died, you fell down a staircase and you fucking broke your neck and you need a ghost hunter to say, hey, you know what? I'm here, guys. You know, don't fucking like call me out as far as like I'm a dickhead here. I'm just still a person that don't know where to go, you know?
Well, real quick, I just have to say to everybody that saw the typos in the description of the video before you clicked in, we are not and we're Dom and Tom.
I didn't see that.
I have since corrected that, and so now
that's a new one.
Yeah, I don't know why the T and the D didn't show up. I sat here and typed it out.
I get pretty passionate about this whole paranormal field. I get pretty passionate about it. I get pretty heated about it sometimes because we've been taken advantage of. And I understand what people, you know, they take advantage of money and shit like that as far as like going to these investigations. Psychics really piss me off anymore, things like that. And I tried, like I told Nick and Gavin, like, you know, the only paranormal that's here right now is because you guys started here, and there doesn't need to be any more. You guys are the best of the best here, and you guys are the truthful ones. You guys are not trying to take advantage. You guys are the best. And that's why I don't push any more paranormal here, because we don't need any more. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And
you know, I could even speak this out, not just, you know, for Things Network, but as being part of as well, Jill now too, as being official members of the actual Things Ghost Society. We are very truthful for what we do. And we're just like, and we, you know, we stay true. I mean, first off, because again, like you brought up, for example, about some groups that, you know, are looking to do this for money. We never charge to start off with. So we're not interested in the money and stuff. And everything we try to work on, it's always about truth and honesty. And that's what is so special about being part of both, not only the network, but also the actual Things Ghost Society. And again, Jill, in this case, had recently just joined the crew. She's a remote member for now, but she'll eventually be starting her own chapter for the state of California, which will make 9 chapters internationally, 5 here in the United States and 3 here and 3 out in Europe.
Wow. Love it, Joe.
Six chapters in the US, 3 in Europe.
What was so everybody here? Brian, what's up, brother?
Hi,
I'll be in Jersey in a couple of weeks, man. Hit us up. Starling Ballroom, Shadows Fall. See you there, hopefully. One of my first lessons in the paranormal investigation world, and I brought this up on my shows when I did Real Talk with Dom over in WLFDB, was the fact that you got to take mental health as a factor. So money was brought up with this. So many people take money just to go see places and to talk to people, to interview. It takes about, for me, 3 to 5 interviews with somebody just to understand their mental health. If they're seeing somebody, if they're really understanding things, like maybe they just need to talk to somebody. You cannot tell somebody they're being haunted when they really just need to talk to somebody, or they're having mental problems that they really truly need to talk to a doctor. This all comes into factor. So how dare you take money from somebody who's going through things like this? You know what I mean?
Yes.
Maybe 15 times in, 20 times in, and they keep calling you back. Maybe you put a price on it. Maybe then. But this is a situation where you literally have to put consideration in things, because there is something there that you don't even fucking know. So how dare you take money? My name is Rose.
Welcome,
and I'm
Rose.
here.
It's
Thank
one
you.
thing
Alright,
also. I've said this on a few other shows too. When it comes to that unfortunate scenario, like it's one thing if these people are like begging and pressuring you to take money, like even when you're not asking it. It's another thing, however, though, when you yourself is the one asking for it. And Jeremy
Right.
just made a good point. Like I just said, we never charge them, and we're very picky on who we bring in. We don't just
Sure.
bring in anybody. And what he said too, I mean, we're not, unlike some of the other crews out there, we're not trying to do this to be famous or trying to get attention. Right. It's all about helping people. I've often said on many occasions, and I'm only saying this for myself personally, some people say I become, so notorious and stuff like that. The funniest part is I never asked for it. All that stuff that did, apparently, as much as I hate to use that term, it's all just, as I would just put it, it's just simple coincidence that it happened.
You said the right words there too. Like, you didn't do it to become famous. Unfortunately, the people who are doing videos became famous over bullshit. I did it. You probably did it. Gavin probably did it. Was for fucking awareness of there's something more to educate you. You know what I mean? Like, we didn't get the money. We should have probably got the money to put in our equipment, to put into the people, to put into the crews, to help people. They got in it to put in their Ferraris. You get that?
Yeah, definitely. And I can't tell you, I won't say names, but I can't tell you how many people I know who's been doing that. So it does upset me and pretty much pisses me. I think it would piss anybody off who sees that stuff.
Yep. And psychics as well too. Like, that's why I don't mess with psychics. Nobody. Like, I've even dealt with them. I don't deal with psychics and shit. Nobody. Nobody no more.
I better be careful then.
Jill.
Well, think about that. Think about
if I get something
on TV, like Miss Cleo. Come on.
Yeah, I get you. I hear you. I've seen those.
She's
now.
Dead, long dead.
Yeah. But I think like in any field, you get some people that give you a bad name. I mean, that we can generalize that to like even men. Like if I were to date one bad guy and never did it before, I would have a bad perspective, So I feel like you do just have to be wary once you dip into something like that and you get like scammed or anything like that just wisens you up to anything out there that, not everyone is someone you can trust, and just know that.
Yeah, but at the same respect, you can't judge everybody on an individual either. I mean, like say with the terminology you were doing, like with a guy, just because one guy was an asshole doesn't mean all guys are going to be an asshole. Because like for us good guys, and I can speak on behalf of the good guys because I'm one of them. And you know what I mean? Like, it's not fair to the rest of us that just because one guy was an asshole, you know what I mean? And the same thing would apply to the paranormal crossover that we did into that. You know what I mean? So, like, I mean,
what if I met one psychic that was right all my life, and I met her in a bar in Delray, and I met 40 others that fucked up her entire thing? I remember this one lady telling me shit, and everything was right. You know what I mean? And
I've never met anyone that told me anything that was right.
It was so fucked up. It was like time. Yeah. It was like time stopped. It was like time stopped. I don't know how to understand it. And she told me this path. Like, I looked at everybody in the bar. Everybody looked like they were still. I don't understand how it all happened and shit like that. And then she was just gone. It was so fucking weird. And then like I met 40 others that told me the same thing, and it never happened. But like that one lady, it was the first time I ever understood time stopped, and I can't explain it.
It's like the random moments. I feel like that's more true because they have no reason. Like, they're not asking for something from you. If they're just like approaching you and it's like very random, you don't even know this person, you never met them. Like, that's so random. Like, so for them to hit on something, they're just giving you the message. It's like, don't shoot the messenger. We're just here to tell you what we're supposed to tell you at this moment.
I even have proof of that moment with like witnesses, things like that. But they, in their mind, like, that shit was still, it was just a dinner table in Delray Beach. And like, as it happened, they were like, holy fuck, like, what just really happened here? And left everybody kind of dumbfounded. This probably back in 2012, right before I went to college out in California and shit like that. And like, everyone's like, what the fuck just really happened here? You know what I mean? Like, I'm a psychic.
Well, we have known some, and just so that we clear the air right now, in case she happens to be watching, Cindy, we're not talking about you, but we
Oh,
have known
no.
some. We have
No, no,
known
no.
some that are
We
like-
don't diss nobody on our network, past and far.
no.
People doing. I just don't believe in it. Honestly. Until you prove it to me. Like, honestly,
Yeah.
I can't even fucking see my grandmother and shit like that. And you can't tell me my grandma's knitting. It don't happen.
I've been told the very same thing, and neither one of my grandmoms knitted, and that they were sitting in a rocking chair and stuff like that, and I think that like a lot of people fully believe that they have these powers, but they don't.
Right.
And they've convinced themselves, and because they get such support from people who are
They
looking
convince
for any
others.
kind of sign, you know what I mean, and they're just willing to accept anything that it builds up that persona. Now, do I believe that there are psychics out there? I'm sure there's got to be. I mean, there's all kinds of people out there, but
I believe
Like a lot of-
intuition is the key. Everyone has
Yeah.
intuition. Everybody's psychic. Everybody knows there's a ghost around them. Everybody knows things. We don't need nobody to tell us anything. We know what we're doing wrong. Everybody has that intuition, the hair, the electricity, when you know there's a ghost in the room. True ghost hunters know when you walk in, you're fucking not alone. You know what I mean? Straight up. You know when to record. You know when not to record. You know when you're about to take advantage. You know what's up every time.
you're fucking
A
not
true
alone.
ghost
It's
hunter knows
different
they're
than
not
you're
gonna
not
get-
fucking
Well,
alone. I'm just
my
saying.
question-
Am I
is-
wrong there?
Have any of you guys ever dated a psychic? Because I feel like I drove some of my boyfriends crazy with like, even after like I broke up with someone, it was like, okay, I called him and I was like, look, I saw you with this person. It's very specific details, like they brought you this, you talked
Yeah.
to them at work, you put a piece of paper under your chair in your car, and I'm like being very specific. And he's like, how do you even know these things? Like you're 4 hours away. So I was like, well, he validates it with me. So it's not like so much like I need to prove it. It's just I'm like, I saw it all happen. So like you can't lie to me. That's the only problem with if you do date one, is we will see things and we might not bring it to you, but we do know. It's like we know
Yeah.
it's cheating.
I have not
I'm
dated
like-
a psychic, but you gained
Huh?
4 friends in the world. I have not dated a psychic, but you have gained
Oh.
4 friends in the world. Tell us what the fuck we're doing now. You know what I mean? Because I'm assuming you're
Well, no,
psychic, right?
I feel like it just comes when it's like you're connecting with that person. So like a lot of times if it's a spirit, they connect with you. So they're coming to
True.
you. They're interrupting your life. But like if you're picking up on something, it's because you're connected to that person and like I'm really concentrating on you. I'm focusing on you. Just like you do if you practice remote viewing. If you were to practice it and
manifest,
try
yeah.
to do it yourself, you would have to put yourself in that place. So you have to connect to it and you get better at it as you practice it, basically.
I
kind of
agree
like
with you
meditation.
100%. I did
Well
I did
said.
that one time remote viewing. I did a perfect job at it because I actually put my mind in manifestation. I couldn't do it again after that, but I truly agree with you. Manifestation and putting your mind, and everybody actually has that wave that everyone can ride, and fucking be on the same page. You're not wrong.
I never
Intuition
really,
also.
I never really actually believed in skeptics until one time we were actually at the Farrar Elementary School, and I don't know if you guys know Katie Stafford. He's the
Yeah,
one that
I know who that is. Yep, I know.
No.
Yeah, he created the ghost helmet, and
Oh,
he
really?
came out. Yeah, he came out and was showing me how to use it. So I put it on, and he's telling me, that, you start seeing things, let me know. And I was just like, okay. So I took it off, but I also had a Devil Jersey box next to me, and it's just basically one of those little portal boxes. And all of a sudden, it said Gavin, like that, right?
Mm.
I didn't think anything of that. So I'm just like, cool. I go into the auditorium inside the school, and I'm sitting there in pitch darkness. And I shit you not, it looked like a rift that you see in Supernatural, where there's big old white lines, real bright. And the next
Yeah.
thing you know, I see a little boy in front of me
Mhm.
with little goggles on his head, like he's playing, airplane pilot, and a little girl in a sundress right in front of me.
Oh wow. Yeah.
And of course, I rub my eyes, boom, they're gone. So
Sure.
I didn't tell anybody what I saw. I told Paula, but that was it. I didn't even tell KD. Our friend showed up. Her name is Cheryl Fletcher. She's a psychic medium. And I told her about the helmet. And she's like, do you mind if I go into the building? Hey, go ahead. She went in, sat where I sat, came back out 10 minutes later, and she goes, I don't know if I really saw this or not, but did you see a little boy with goggles on his head and also a little girl in a sundress? I'm like, holy shit! We didn't tell her nothing. She saw the exact same thing I saw.
Wow.
So that, I believe she's a psychic.
So
I
got a
question.
question.
But I didn't get it though.
She may have picked
I've got
up
a
on your
question for
impression.
you. Sorry. Go ahead.
She may have what?
She may have picked up on your impression, like your experience. Like she could have, because she's in like the room with you. So it would be like, okay, I saw what you saw through your eyes. So it's still similar to the whole idea of the remote viewing, that you're putting yourself in that perspective. It's almost like if you were to think 4-dimensionally, that you could see in different angles. So she could have just picked up on like the residual of like your experience, but she could have also saw, whatever else was over there. Totally.
I've heard people tell me that I'm hard to read. I block. Nobody could read me. I block them.
I understand that too.
But I asked her for the winning lottery numbers and she didn't have it, so I was kind of upset.
I know. You know what? And I wish that would work because I would not be around. You guys would not see me. I'd be in different countries every day.
What do you guys think? So I don't know if you guys know it. I don't know, Gavin, and I don't know if we talked about it. And Nick, I don't know. Tom, you probably know. I collect haunted items from all over the world. I even bought it from Kenny. Like I've got haunted dolls. I've got 1952 Ouija boards from Brooke, here from Brooks Nook, shit like that. So I collect it, but I don't collect it for the reason of just have it. I collect it because I want to understand it. And I wanted to do things like, as far as like the educated part of it, like I kind of want to be haunted. My original thing that I did when I started my original ghost hunting thing, somebody else said, just do boo hunters, but it was called Haunt Me, right? Long story short was the fact that I collected all this shit because I wanted to haunt me to educate me. Now there's stories that comes with every doll, stories that comes with all the Ouija boards and shit like that. Oh yeah, right there, the boo hunters. You got it up there.
Yeah, I thought I saw something added.
Well, you know what? If you notice, to the left of Dom, peeking out of the corner in the darkness,
Which way does it go?
is the very same ghost.
Yeah.
Oh, that's awesome.
But surely it's like one of these things where it's like I collect all this. I bought the one from Kenny Biddle where he said it was haunted, and I got the thing that's called Blinky, and it's all I don't even put it in glass cases. I even bought the one from our fellow Willow. I don't know where she is right now, but out of Alaska, where she said it gave her bad luck and shit like that. And the doll takes its shoes off. I have that all here. I have the 1940s, 1952 Ouija boards. I mean, I'll show you guys all pictures. I have this all from my collection to learn, not to showcase. You know what I mean? Like literally. This is the shit that I have.
Can you show me one? Can you show us anything in the room? You have one?
Oh, I could go out there and go get every fucking thing.
You said they're not in glass cases. Where are they then?
They're in boxes right now because I'm planning on moving. But like, yeah, they literally, I set them in a glass case when they're in my home. Right now, they're in a box as far as getting ready to move because they're literally buying 100 acres and shit like that, my parents. And I'm probably going to move to either Philly, New Jersey, or California. So I could show you everything right now. I could even bring out a 1952 Ouija board that's literally 10 feet from me.
I want to
Wow.
see if they're not in boxes. I mean, you could bring us with you.
Real quick,
Well,
I
you
was going to tell
can't.
Dom this, but one of the other show hosts from my crew might be coming on. Actually, that guy Walker I was telling you guys about.
Oh,
He might
cool.
What
be
is
on.
it from?
He's he did the horror fiction podcast show on Saturdays from Bangladesh. I sent him the link. He was supposed to be on Fear Fans, but unfortunately it was the early morning for him. So I thought I'd give him a chance of coming on and explain if he's able to. So he might be coming on soon.
I may or may not be here at that point because I'm kind of getting to the point where like I have like 5 hours and I gotta get up. So
Yeah.
1950s.
So that's the one from the 50s. Wow.
Wow.
That's incredible. Still doesn't look too bad in shape.
is the planchette in there or however you pronounce that?
There
Or
was no planchette with this one. I
No.
have them in other Ouija boards, but this one came alone with the box right there. I bought it because look at that box right there.
That is in great
It is
condition
pretty.
for something that's like over 70 years old. And not to mention, too, I mean, correct me if I'm wrong, but it looks larger than the average modern day
It's
Ouija
large.
board.
It's large. What
It
they sell
does.
you, Brooke.
You know,
actually sold
camera
me.
things look larger, right?
Gavin, you know Brooke Hiroshima from Brooks Nook. Yeah,
Yeah.
I didn't hear what you said. What did you say there?
I said, you know, cameras make things look bigger.
oh well, if that's the no.
This surprise piece of mine. Like when Brooke and I talked about that, like she knew I wanted it and things like that. So this is like original piece. I'll go get the Alaskan doll if everyone wants to see it from Willow.
I would love to see a doll,
Absolutely.
if that's okay.
That's incredible.
And then after the doll, then looks like Tom's going to Betty bed.
I'm getting really close.
I'm okay with
I've been
showing
up-
my collection.
I've been up since
Awesome.
5:30 this morning, and I got to get up at 5:30 tomorrow morning, which is 5 hours from now.
Okay.
Tom, what are you doing for Valentine's Day? Oh, and you're just working, or you have plans?
I'm working, and then me and Stephanie will be doing our normal date night, and I'll be giving her the gift that I got for her, which I'm not going to say now because she may or may not watch this. She probably won't. She doesn't get notifications for BB3, much like most people. It seems to be an ongoing thing with like pages and groups. Like you don't get notifications for things.
Yeah,
when people
I
go
haven't
live.
been getting it.
But I got her something. You know, I can't even give a hint to it because like if she happens to see this, like while she's
Is
at
it
work
okay? Can we
tomorrow-
guess? Is it edible?
Oh,
That sounded
No.
wrong. I meant like
That's-
chocolate.
That's
Come
for
on.
another night.
I was gonna say, is there any alcohol involved?
No, but there will be tomorrow when we go out for our date night because that's our normal date night.
Oh, tomorrow.
Wednesdays.
Well, Valentine's Day drunk night, eh?
Yeah, well,
Oh
Are
my
you
God.
gonna karaoke?
Whoa, check it out.
they do music trivia, music bingo at the place we go to
Oh,
on
how
Wednesdays.
fun.
So it's fun.
He's got a box full of goodies.
What about you,
Yeah.
Gavin?
that is big.
You guys karaokeing tomorrow night?
So the recent one I had just bought it was from Ocala Oddities, right?
Good night,
Release the
Jeremy.
crack.
Night, Jeremy.
Hi,
From-
Jeremy.
From a night,
Hey,
brother.
Jerry.
Thank you, brother.
Release
It
the
was
Kraken.
Friday.
You want to see my crack? What?
No.
Here's Blakey from Penny Biddle.
Oh,
That's Blakey.
Wow.
Yeah.
Damn.
And do you know how old that doll is supposed to be, or
I have information. I have it somewhere.
put on
here.
white? Widescreen.
Oh,
I
For a second.
yeah,
Sure.
right?
Right
There we
here.
go.
Oh,
Wow.
hi. Oh my gosh. Okay, I see her.
Mirrored the screen kind of darken a little
Your
bit.
your screen went dark, but it's okay.
Yeah.
And blurry.
It's cool. It's cool.
wow, that's called a
Well,
bad
it's-
camera.
no.
See, this is a better camera.
Yeah, it
Oh,
went
mine-
dark all of a sudden, like right when you put her up.
This is the one from Alaska that apparently is the most, as Willow said, the most evil bitch in the world. I love her completely, though.
Whoa.
Aw,
far as
her
How
hair
can
is
you
all-
not love a redhead?
Yep.
I'm just saying.
She actually came with white sage. She kicks off her shoes, so I never put her sandals on her. I always put her sandals next to her when I keep her in the case.
Wow.
Yeah.
What's her name?
I think it was Moderna or some shit.
Moderna.
Minerva.
Minerva. Okay, gotcha.
Minerva.
I'm gonna
Okay.
say the COVID shot. Damn.
It was. They named her Minerva, and it reminded me of a Deftones song when they told me. So
She gets on your nerves.
James, see what you did there.
Oh damn.
I got
All right,
mom
listen.
jokes.
those dolls that like, oh, this piece of glass just broke off in there. These were also Kenny Biddle's dolls that they were haunted. I don't know what the story with them are. He's got it written in there somewhere, probably, put in their leg somewhere. But there are haunted dolls here from Kenny Biddle that it's all wrapped up. I have them all here. This
Clothes
one,
are made out of hemp, man.
This one was fucked up because somebody in Ocala said that this doll kept talking to them, that their dead son loved this doll.
Aw.
And the mom kept bringing it back and forth to a house. And then
Really?
gave it to Ocala's Oddity. And Oddities didn't want it no more because they didn't want the bad natural factor to it. And they knew I collected this shit. And they said, do you want it? So I
Wait a
fucking
minute.
got it.
Wait a minute. That sounds an awful lot like a story we were talking about just recently. For the,
I probably told you the story.
No.
However, though, I gotta say, I did
for the
debunk
stories that
doll a
we're
little
going to be
bit.
doing.
Oh, maybe.
It's,
But
yeah.
I did debunk this doll. So they told me that this doll. Oh, you talking about fur, Tom?
No. Like when we were trying to come up with storylines and stuff, and you were talking about a toy that after the child passed away, the mother didn't want to get rid
Oh, good
of, and
point.
they did.
Yeah, I didn't even think
It
about
was
this.
very much inspired by that.
I didn't think about that. But so they told me that they said that this doll doesn't come with red eyes. They said it just turned red eyes. So I'm like, yeah,
I
okay,
do,
I'll take it, the
man.
red
Red
eyes.
eyes.
Oh, I
okay.
see it.
And you see that.
Oh,
Why did it
Yeah.
turn red?
wow,
Wow.
that's
But
weird.
though,
Oh wow!
I did find a doll that comes with red eyes.
Nikki.
Look,
What's
Nikki
up,
came.
Nikki?
I'm in the shops.
So
You
I'm
got here
really
just in
out.
time for me to leave
Yeah.
because I'm
We're
about
looking
to
at
go.
haunted dolls.
Hang on.
We're looking at haunted dolls.
That's creepy.
Oh,
Hello.
speaking of
He
which,
loves dolls, by the way.
Hang on one sec. I'll go and
Wink, wink.
let's find some creepy
This is
shit
the
down
last
here.
one
Hang on.
I
One
picked out
sec.
of many of my collections. This from Casadega. This
Oh,
comes
wow.
from a house that has been burnt down, and the owners just couldn't hold it. And for some reason, it gets not burnt. And they say that the ghosts from that burnt house are within this doll.
Oh wow.
Really?
I don't know how true it is. I'm not a psychic and all that, but this is what they say comes with it. And this from Casadega, the most psychic town in Florida. And there's a whole box that I don't share.
That's
like
a haunted
this
doll
one.
right there.
wow.
Yeah.
That one's creepy.
Like that.
Oh,
That's
yeah.
a haunted doll
Yeah.
right there.
Nikki, did you
Yeah.
see the red eye doll?
No.
But
You
things I
gotta
love
show
to share
her the
Yeah.
red
are
eyes.
things on my journeys as far as becoming a ghost hunter in New Orleans and shit like that. When you learn voodoo and all that type of shit, I come across things and I put them all in my collections to learn. I just don't learn ghost hunting all night. I take myself into
What am I doing?
aspects of learning
Uh-huh.
religions and shit like that.
I like that one. I
Yeah, I
like
like
that.
that.
Mirrors and
That's
things like
really
that, things to
impressive.
faces.
Ooh.
That one's
Um,
creepy.
Oh, I love it.
I learned
Hey, Dom,
voodoo,
listen.
I want
everything.
the Jill.
Hey, Dom, can you
Gypsy
show
dolls.
the Dom, can you show the red-eyed doll? Because Nikki didn't see it yet.
I
Nikki,
think
check
this
this
thing could
one.
be debunked.
Yeah, here you go, Nikki.
Jesus Christ. Yeah, no thanks. You can keep it.
Isn't
I
that
don't
the
like
truth?
that one.
Um,
I do.
And before you bring up the next one, I just gotta say I gotta go because I gotta get to bed, man.
yeah, no. There is no more next one because I keep
All right.
everything kind of to myself and things
Oh,
like
God,
that. But I'm
yeah.
okay to share things.
But you guys
but-
keep going, man, because this is cool. But
Yeah, we
I
can.
got a jet.
But that's my
Okay, good
Tom.
night, Tom.
Before we leave, can you put yourself on full screen and show where to get you?
I already
You
know
wanna get
that.
me? Wait, I got to bring
I'm
up
walking
the
around
banner
Kmart
first.
and people are like, what the earth are you
You
doing?
want to know where to get me?
Oh, there's a park.
Yeah. Yeah. All
There
right.
it is. And Tom, before ever you leave, man, thank you for everything you do. You're a brother of mine, and I wouldn't want to do this without it. I love you, man.
Look, this
Love
is
you, Tom.
Towns World. Towns World.
Tom's
It's
World.
all over the place. This is
Tom's World.
all of
No
Towns World.
apostrophe. No apostrophe.
Okay, dude.
Vote for
Nope.
Tom. Oh wait,
Right. See, note down here. You know,
No apostrophe.
no apostrophes,
This
no
is
spaces, no
Tom's.
nothing. YouTube.com/this is Towns World. But you can also find me on BB3 TV. It's we're on YouTube, we're on Facebook. Check us out. I mean, obviously, if you're watching this, you know about BB3 because you're watching us on BB3. So, you know. But check us out. All right,
Here's
I'm
one
going
of
to get going so
Minerva's
I can get to bed
Slippers.
because I got 5 hours. So,
Yeah.
ew,
What
what
am
the
I-
hell is that you got your
What is
finger in?
that?
That's one of Minerva's slippers when she said she kicks off her slippers. So I keep
Oh
her
my
slippers
God.
in a separate pile.
I had no idea. I just saw it. Guys.
Yeah, doesn't look. Yeah.
Anyway,
On that
good
note,
night. Good night, everybody.
Good night, Tom. Happy
Night.
Valentine's Day.
Happy Valentine's Day.
You too,
happy
love.
Valentine's.
So from Brooke, I had to buy myself a gift. This is not haunted, but I saw the original Casper and I had to put it in my collection.
Oh,
That dolls, I loved it. I loved it. And if
Yeah,
you guys
don't
see
do
the
dolls.
comics and shit I make now, I bought the original Casper. So I have an entire haunted collection. If they're haunted, they're haunted. But if not, they're for everybody to enjoy. You know what I mean? Like nothing is for sale. Nothing is for sale here.
I'm in Kmart.
I
at the
would.
moment.
I would like to ask if you can take a photo of the mirror, like a nice one, and if you could send it to me. I really like that one a lot.
Absolutely, I could actually put
Look at this way.
get, like other dolls, like things like
Yeah,
that,
put-
like other stuff.
Mhm.
It's so cool, and it's not there to like say, oh, we got this, we got that. They're literally for enjoyment, for people to come over and be like,
Yeah.
holy shit, people want to be scared and things like that, and they want to enjoy. But I think like the people who look at things like this and what I own from New Orleans and California and from the Alamo and beyond, like they want to learn. There's more education in what I have than a scare factor. Like I think there's more appreciation in like, holy shit, there's a story to this doll. And it's right there. Here's Blinky's this story. And like you feel bad, you get acquainted, you find the ghost in there and be like, fuck, I'm sorry, man. Like, I'm sorry you went through that. I hope you're okay.
Yeah.
Like that's the things like, fuck, like I do things like my fish tank has meaning in it. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
Absolutely.
I'm in the
I
kids
don't
section.
know.
All the parents are looking at me going, what the hell are you talking about paranormal? Hi, how you doing?
Yeah, no. But that,
We're
I don't know if
looking
you guys do that. That's what I own, like, and shit like that. Like,
Look.
I built a
Wait,
museum of
oh,
shit.
Oh, you got something, Nikki?
Baby
hang on.
shark.
Talk about aquarium.
Oh my God. If only Don was still here to see this.
Come
Josh.
on, bring him in.
Where are you?
Add the stage.
Walker,
Oh, we are
you
live.
made it. Oh my
What's up,
God.
brother?
He made
It's
it.
great to
everyone.
see ya.
Who is he?
Hi.
Guys,
I'm at Kmart at
everybody,
the moment, so
I'm going to say this real quick because I like to introduce Walker, who's become a very good friend of mine, who has
Walker.
been part of the Things Network all the way from Bangladesh.
Welcome.
Oh man, love it.
Hello, everyone.
hello.
Thank
how
you so
doing?
much for having me.
Very cool.
Nice to meet
Nick,
you.
we'll give an intro. Who is he? Like,
Nice to meet you too, everyone.
How's
So,
it going?
you want me to explain, or do you want him to explain? You know who he is?
You explained it and he explains. This is just proper introduction in BB3.
Yeah, Walker. Do you want to talk a little bit about yourself?
So, okay, my name is Walker Mahmood. I'm a paranormal expert and doing some research about this paranormal facts, and I'm the host of Horror Fiction Network in my country, and I'm from Bangladesh. And yeah, and part of Things Network. Nick just added me, and I'm very glad to um, be a part of this community worldwide, the Paranormal Society. So that's all for me, and I'm just running a YouTube channel and a Facebook page based on horror fiction. Especially in my YouTube channel, I do explain the Western urban legends like horror facts, Bloody Mary, Blue Baby, this type of stuffs. And in my Facebook page, I do share stories based on real life horror stories in my voice, even in my voice artist voice. That's all I do, and do some little bit paranormal research. That's all for me.
So I just have to turn it down.
Pretty great.
Awesome.
I got a couple questions. Gavin, you might have questions as well too. You becoming an investigator. What made you become an investigator? Shit, let's just do a show.
You asking me?
Yeah. Try. Dom, try asking that to him again.
Walker, what made you a paranormal investigator? What made you truly believe?
First of all, that I would like to say I'm a believer. I do believe in this kind of stuff like paranormal stuff, and I used to watch horror radio shows since 2010. After that, I just dedicate myself to do this kind of research, especially based on horror. And when I just turned 18, then I realized and I should go for this and paranormal stuffs and all. And especially the main thing influenced me, that is Goosebumps. And as far as I can remember, I was only in 10th grade. I used to watch a hunting, a US a show from the United States, a hunting, Goosebumps, and monsters. I mean, maybe Ghostbusters. These three things really made me to do something like this, like paranormal stuff and paranormal investigator. Then I just started, and in my country, there is such no paranormal researcher, investigators, and professionals. So I thought,
and I think that's where we differ a little.
Yeah.
I think that's where we're going to differ a little bit as far as I don't find, and I think it's great that you're doing that, and I'm glad you're here. But I find the difference in paranormal for me is not the horror aspect of it. I don't really find it scary, and I think it's cool with movie making. I find it in a way to find God and where I'm going and where my family went and things like that. And I kind of want to research just to get a hello. You know what I mean? Like, it's the horror aspect is awesome. And I think you're on your right path. Have you had a real paranormal experience?
Many. Lots of. Countless.
I've been choked.
True.
Guys, real quick, I just saw what Gavin just said. Unfortunately, he's got to head out. So.
Gavin, you got to go too?
Yeah,
Cool.
I gotta get up early.
I'm down to hang out too. Like, Gavin, man, I'm gonna put you on full screen. Let us know where to find you, what you got coming up next, and we'll go from there. Put them up there right quick.
Got some shoes. Nick, got some shoes for you.
Give me 1 second here.
That's so good.
Well, let's see. You can find me on YouTube at In the Shadows Entertainment Group. And you can also find me on Facebook, TikTok, Gavin the Filmmaker, Instagram, In the Shadows Entertainment Group. Of course, you know about my book. You can get this at Barnes & Noble.
Oh,
And
nice.
Thursday night, I'm going to be on a podcast, and I will be talking about the book. I'm trying to see what it's called that I'm going to be on. It is called, oh, darn it, where'd it go? Dimensions of the Supernatural. That's the podcast I'm going to be on Thursday night. And I'll be talking all about this book. And just basically, you can find me anywhere on social media.
Very good. And we're planning on having you back on BB3 as far as you're a BB3 TV member as well, family. I plan on having his book as reintroduction as well to his authors. I appreciate authors as I wrote 2 books, poetry books, and we could all talk about it and push you forward. Gavin, I appreciate you, brother. Thank you for being always part of this family. All right.
Nice meeting you.
All right,
soon.
See y'all later.
Good seeing you again, Kevin. And we'll sing again real soon.
Oh, yeah. We will.
So I love this conversation. I had a whole bunch of new friends tonight within Walker. Nick, you're a BB3. We're the last members of BB3 here. Doesn't mean that there will not be new members in the future as far as everyone's here. Nikki, thank you. And Jill, thank you for still being here as well. I'd like to continue the paranormal conversation. I think this is very healthy.
Nikki's got to go real quick.
Yeah, I have to head off because I'm around too many kids.
Nikki, you got to go?
Yeah, I've got to head off. I'm just going to
Find us. We got your back.
She's in Australia.
I'm in
You're in
Australia.
Australia? All right, we got your back.
I was gonna say, I was gonna say Walker. Of course, Nikki here's from Australia, so just from another continent. So I thought I'd introduce you to some other parts of the world as well.
Cool. That's cool. That's what it's about, guys. Meeting everybody.
Good night, Nikki. Happy Valentine's Day.
Thank you, guys. Yeah, you too.
Happy
There's just too many
Valentine's
kids
Day.
around. Yeah, there's
Happy
too many kids
Valentine's Day,
around.
everyone.
Thank you. You too. Have a great night, guys. Take
Take
care.
care,
See you,
Nikki.
love. You're welcome, honey. Bye.
So down to 4. I like it. I like it. Walker and Jill and Nick. Walker, I like your personality, man. You're kind of new in here as far as that. I'd like to hear more about your paranormal because Nick, explain to him how we see paranormal as well. Because like maybe like it takes two to understand it, and like I listen and I appreciate.
So obviously, I mean, for starters, yes, it is true. I mean, like, you know, for you living in Bangladesh and like you just saw with Nikki from Australia, you know, for starters, we all have different views of how the paranormal is, not just only for, you know, our respective countries, but also just, you know, our views basically. And I think it comes down to like the bottom line of what could be, you know, the truth in the subject matter, as well as also among other things too, which there are times you got to be skeptic about. But we all know for a fact that there's always something, you know, there's always a truth. It's like that famous, you know, the famous X-Files line, the truth is out there. And it's, you know, you just got to figure out the best way possible. If I said that correctly, Dom.
Yeah, you did. Now, I think it like the reason I like this conversation is you take Walker, you take his point of view from another country, you take mine from like Florida, you take Jill from what she saw, what you see. And everybody could kind of communicate of what they see, what they experience. And then like, without arguing, you kind of put 2 and 2 together as far as agreeing that there's something more. You know what I mean? Like whether it's my dolls, whether it's, you know, Walker's experience, whether it's Jill's, you know, psychic ability from what I heard earlier, from your investigations, Nick, everybody has something.
Absolutely.
So, nobody has any room to say something does not exist here. So in my point of view, I'm an asshole here. I think if you're an atheist, I think you're a fucking asshole. You know? I think if you believe in nothing like that, then you literally have no room in life. Like there's God.
Yeah, exactly.
There's a bigger part of everything. There's a ghost. Say there's no God. There's definitely a ghost. You can't tell me I'm not going onto a different structure. You can't tell me your pets aren't going to a different structure. There is something more to life than just this. You know what I mean? And that's my point here.
Yeah, without a shadow of a doubt. I mean, you definitely put it in a good, correct way. Because I don't know how else it could really be put in. Because, you know, we're obviously searching for something. And to just be an atheist in denial of this stuff, you know, what exactly are you searching for then if you don't even believe in it?
Yeah, I know.
Yeah,
and
I
like
feel-
things like that.
I feel like
Please.
it's like a quick cop out to just not believe in anything or not question anything. And for us in this field, even outside of the field, when you just want to know the truth on things, I think that's why we question what is happening, what is the truth, what is really, you know, going on here. And that's the part of us that wants to debunk or be skeptical, because even in the face of seeing things with our own eyes, we even question our own perception of what did I just see? What is that? You know, and
Definitely.
there's got to be more out there than just this. And I think we're stretching to find that. And I think that's you know, we're going to keep doing that, I think, until the very end. And even at the very end, so-called end, you know, it's like there's more. So I think we haven't even grasped. We're in like, you know, this just one dimension, and if we could see
Yeah.
all the dimensions at the same time, we probably wouldn't question everything so much.
Sure.
But I don't think we're gonna have that answer till we're there to
Right.
see all the other
We're not
dimensions.
right. If we're not gonna do it till we're dead, but like that's the whole point of what we're doing. Like, look at the
Mhm.
different aspects of life, your countries and states and all this, and all of us are seeing the one thing, but all of us are seeing the manifestation of there is something more. That's what's beautiful about this.
Right.
Mhm.
He hates me, he left. Just kidding.
No,
No,
yeah,
like
yeah,
that's no, I'm just joking. That's what's beautiful about this. Like everybody get along. Like nobody's arguing. Everybody says the same shit here. You know what I mean? That's what paranormal to me is. You know,
Mhm.
this here, what I own is for you to enjoy, for you to learn, to research, Google, check it out. Fucking do an EVP on this shit. Talk to
Yeah.
them.
Mhm.
There's probably ghosts in them. They probably need to
Yeah.
talk. It's not there for your enjoyment as far as God damn, look at my collection. It's there for you to like understand, you know,
It's
learn.
essentially, or think about it this way: it's like no different than having a conversation with a living person. It's not for entertainment; it's just having a normal conversation. That's
Yeah.
basically somebody who's dead, essentially.
I'm
Other than-
gonna catch heat for that. I'm gonna catch heat for what I'm about to say, and I don't give a fuck. You know what I mean? Like there's bashes and these events where people show up with their haunted dolls and bring you for their entertainment, their money, and I know these fucking people. And you know what, dude? That's your fucking gig that you have to put on a poster of your little haunted doll. What a fucking loser. You don't know shit. Straight up.
There-
And I'm
I'm
not
not
going to
gonna
mention
say-
no names. You can just research a little bit.
Yeah.
Look at
Well,
my
you know,
collection.
I was
What
gonna.
tell you here, fucking come to my house for free and hang out and learn. You
Yeah,
know?
I mean, it's like you kind of.
I'll
Again, I'm not going
I'll
to say
catch heat
names.
for, I'll catch heat for that. You know that.
Well, I know.
Let's not mention that doll.
Well, no,
Yeah,
I was
I
just
didn't
going to
even
simply.
mention the doll.
Well, I
Oh,
was
okay.
just going to simply say I know. Again, I'm not going to say names, but I know someone obviously who
You know,
I-
probably the same fucker. You know,
Well, no, just to simply put it in a
capitalize over the same shit. Listen,
well,
Nick,
just to
I'll
put it in
be
a simple.
funny event so you can come see my red eyes.
Well, no, yeah. So just to kind of put it into simple perspective, and this guy, he runs a group actually here in Chicago, and unfortunately, he is among one of those that is trying to get famous out of this stuff. Unfortunately, but he actually traveled all the way out to Connecticut to the Warrens Museum.
Might be a different guy. So we're talking about two different
Yeah.
people.
Well, no. What I'm trying
Probably.
to get to is the fact that this guy actually went all the way from Chicago to Connecticut just to see this doll in particular, to say that it's haunted. I mean, and paying to see it. I mean, it just seems like a waste. If anything, if I was going to that same event, I would have just gone for the event, not the doll.
So check this out. With BB3, if we ever made enough money in the world that I could actually make a small brick city museum, I would put like a fish tank in there for people to enjoy, a small bar, all this shit to where people can enjoy the haunted shit, a Ouija board session that you can actually participate in with these
With a
50,
board.
1952 boards that I own and shit like that. You just, everybody enjoys their time. I wish that and then put like a whole thing up there, like a whole live thing. Everybody can have a show. Everybody's a host. You know, like nobody needs to be put down as far as like you're not good enough for shit. You know, that's not the factor. Every human being is good enough for everything. Look at the faces on here right now. Gorgeous people, personalities from around the world. This is what it's about. Put people up and let them know how good they are. You know what I mean?
And that's
Fuck
actually
yourself.
That's actually another reason why, believe it or not, I decided to invite Walker on to the show, because a few days ago, he and I were having a video call, and, he was, obviously, as you got some, well, Jill, I think, I mean, obviously, Walker, I don't even have to say it twice, that you were running a show of your own for a little while, but you weren't really getting as many views. And I thought, I could probably help you out with that. So I said, I'm going to try to get you on some of these shows so you can meet a lot of people here from around the world.
Yep.
Of course, not only just on Things Network, but on this network too. You've got to meet some wonderful people. So I'm glad I was able to help you out.
You guys are all invited in my show.
This is
There
you
you
guys
go.
go to come.
See, there you guys go.
this is live right now, so I'm going to go around the thing to talk about where we can find each other. So I'm going to end the show, but I want to go in the backstage and talk. Walker, I want to get inside your chest right quick because I like you, bro, but I don't want to do this live. All right, I want to talk to you in the backstage with everybody. So I'm gonna honestly, like where I come from, ladies first. Jill.
Well,
Ladies first. Yeah.
thanks for having me, join with your talk tonight. We really had a good time having you on Fear Fans as well. I was invited to do that with Don and Nick because I've seen like every movie and like 10 times. So it may not have been like years since I've seen something, but I can always talk about it. And, I won't have all the facts on everything, but I have a different perspective just because I'm from a different generation from Nick. So I can talk about like when Blockbuster was around, that kind of stuff. But, sometimes they need to, hear that other perspective. And so we just started with that. And, Things Network has been sort of my sort of paranormal family that took me in, like, when I didn't have that paranormal family. And so I appreciate like everything Things Network does and is and building up to. And I'm just really happy to be a part of all of that, like just watching it blossom and just being a part of all the little steps in between. Like, I'm just excited to even get, joined on something like, oh, you want me to help do something on that? I'm all for it. So, yeah, all of it's a learning experience for me. Paranormal field stuff, I'm not really doing anything on that perspective just yet, but I'm not opposed to it. I'm always trying to write a list of all the places I want to hit up and check into and just research on my own, just like privately, like love all the historical things and knowing everything about it. I'm a library nerd, so like I love that kind of stuff, like looking and researching things just on my own time. And having a group of people to talk to about it, that's really what I'm here for, is just for us to all learn from each other, from everything that we're doing into the field and just helping it expand.
Man, that's fucking everything. So with respect, I'll always go through somebody else to get you here, but please don't make this your last time on BB3 TV.
Of course. We're like a family now.
I gotta say, once you have Jill involved in something, she's stuck to you like glue. She'll never leave you.
With respect, add me as a friend on Facebook. Also write BB3 TV as well. And this is not the last. Please stay because I want you in the background as well. Nick, you're already family here, so we're gonna go to Walker right now.
That's totally
Walker,
fine.
I like you. Please tell us where to find you, who you are.
Can you hear Walker?
Oh yeah, I'm here.
Okay, yeah. Sorry, I wasn't sure if you heard it or not.
Just a second.
Okay. Say again. I guess I missed something. Say
Just
again.
represent yourself, brother. Like who you are, where you're from, where to find you. How to subscribe, all that to you, out of respect.
Oh, okay. So as I told you guys, I'm Walker Mahmood and I'm from Bangladesh. And yeah, you guys can find me on Facebook or even in YouTube. And I guess Nick, you have all those links, right? If you guys want, then I can provide you guys in the Things Network. I guess Nick, you added me in that group. Should I share my channels and page in that group, or
Absolutely.
you guys privately?
No, you could send it over here so people can find your page. I'm actually going on right now. I'm going to send this. Let me see here. I'll send it to.
I can do that. Yeah, I can do that. But the problem is, Nick. But there's a problem. The main problem is like I usually explain things in my native language, that is Bangla. I guess you
So
heard
please
about
do that.
Bangla.
We're gonna share it. Explain it that way.
Yeah.
Don't be shy. Please
Obviously,
explain it that way
I
right
can
now.
explain. Yeah. So people won't understand, but I'll share. Okay, so as I told you guys, I'm doing since for a very long time, and I'm still doing and still studying. And as Jill said, library nerd, and I'm also a library nerd. I do read. I still do read in library, and especially I prioritize those books written by many horror writer from United States. I do follow them. Can remember the name, but I heard a story. Dreamland's Bride. I guess the writer is from United States. Dreamland's Bride, a horror story based on a true story, and still doing some research and especially doing research about a creature called Juju. And I guess Nick, I told you about Juju, right? I
That's
told you about
correct.
the story. This is one of the most terrifying story, and based on a true story, the top one urban legend in Bangladesh or even in India. A child eating creature, which is furry, red eyes, and humanoid figure, not alien, but it's a very terrifying creatures, and there's a lot of things include based on Juju, like it actually hunts children. But the point is, every single time when Juju hunts a child, before hunting them, that the victim baby draws a picture. It's the same thing happen every time whenever the victim get died before his or her death. That baby draws a picture, and every single time the picture is similar. And even should I say that story or should I
You can say
skip it?
whatever you want. Honestly, you're
Yeah.
already this deep into it. Just do it.
So go right
You
ahead.
want me to share the story?
Please.
Okay. The main story is the first incident happened in 1985. The first incident happened in 1985. It was in India. Turturia tea state. Tea states means you guys know about the tea state, tea leaf state. I guess you guys know about tea.
Hmm.
So in that tea state, the government employer they just shifted to a bungalow, and what is the English? And I guess yeah, whatever. And they had a child. They had a child, and in that house, only the children and his mom allowed to stay, and the government officer used to work on the workstation, so they left this family alone in the house. And one day, the children, that kid was only 3 years old. The mom was about to feed him, and that kid was saying, "No, mom, I'm not gonna eat it. I'm not gonna eat it." Usually, babies does. But then his mom said, "If you don't eat, if you just don't eat, Juju will come." It's a random word. Just try to remember and get my point. It's a random word. It's a completely random word. If you don't eat, Juju will come and gonna get you. Try to get the point. Then the baby usually, "No, no, mom, I'm not gonna eat it." You just keep disturbing his mom. And then again, his mom says, "If you don't eat, Juju will come. Just go and eat and do whatever I say." She just repeated the thing twice. Whenever he just repeated twice, his mom just heard something was saying, "Juju will come." Something was saying, "Juju will come." She heard it from, as I told you, the house was inside a hilly area, deep forest area. Her mom heard that Juju will come. And she was like normal, everything. Okay, fine. She just heard a random word. Then he just feed her kid and went to the kitchen. Then again, she heard Juju is coming. Juju is coming. Then she just felt a little bit weird. What's wrong? What is happening? Then again, she heard Juju came and Juju is eating. She again heard Juju came and Juju is eating. Then she just, trembled and throw everything out from the kitchen. They just ran out from it. And whenever she's in his room, his kid's room, she just saw her kid is dead, half eaten, and humanoid creature, red eyes, furry body, almost about 6 feet tall. is eating. It was like this and holding his baby's body. It was like this, like red eyes. And you guys saw the Predator movie, like first glimpse, like when Arnold Schwarzenegger was about to see the Predator, then the eyes were like this, blink, red blink. And the same thing happened. Her mom explained, and he just fainted in. He just got faint, blacked out. He saw half eaten. His child is dead, and that creature, that humanoid creature, just jump out from the window, broke the glasses, and jump out from the window. Nobody knows what happened. Then police case, investigator, everything started. Nobody finds nothing. Like literally, that in India there is a no leopard, and that huge leopard, no tiger, no Bengal tiger, no jaguar, no leopard. There was literally nothing. The case got unsolved. Even everything went messed. And after that, the child's mom just become mad, and she just died because her child was dead. And then the police officer, the government employer, he become mental patient. And many people came, then keep asking what happened that day. And even the police officer saw the corpse, and he also become mad to saw the corpse. And then he just draw a picture how Juju looks like. And after that, the same thing happened in Bangladesh, in Sylhet state, even not only one time but twice, the same thing. And before that death, people used to draw the same picture of Juju. And still this is happening. And that's the main story. And that's the main story of Juju. It was a random word, totally a random word. Juju is coming. If you don't eat, if your children don't eat, Juju will come. And then it's happened. All start from that day and still running. And that is the main story.
It's amazing, and there's so many aspects that from listening from different parts of the world that you actually could put your 2 cents in that. But man, that's amazing. Like you could go so many aspects with that story, brother. And on my part, thank you for telling me, because you've educated me about something I didn't really know. Like I know about shit around Bigfoot and Loch Ness and the Jersey Devil and all that, but that's something new.
It's something new. And even
I'm fascinated with the skinwalkers here. In like, I know you can't say it 3 times, skinwalker, but I mean, I love Native American mythologies here, so I appreciate that, and that's why I kind of want to talk to you backstage a little bit too, and not to take it from anything, but man,
that is the sweetest thing. We managed to learn everything from each other. I have a video in my YouTube channel that is a Skinwalker. I guess you can see it.
So
I have a video, Skinwalker Hide or Die. I have a video.
Nick, if you could actually post all his stuff over to BB3 to represent him. Walker, sit back for a second. Nick, you're up.
Okay, sorry, I'm just trying to get. I'm having a technical issue trying to send the information to. I might have to send it to you through my phone.
About a minute and 15 seconds away from ending the broadcast tonight, but this was an amazing show.
Yeah. So obviously I'm pretty much all over the place. So as Jill knows, of course, you can find me obviously on Things Network, of course, BB3. I'm also on several other paranormal networks. I'm on Temple of Phoenix Rising Entertainment, Skeleton Key Network, RU Media Network, Pack Channel, It's Haunted Network, and I always keep forgetting the last one. Okay.
Jesus Christ, don't tell them that.
it's been a long day for me today. As a matter of fact, I just looked it up real quick just so I could remember that last one. Oh, the Simply Spooky Network. Oh, excuse me, 2 of them. God, you can also find me on the Simply Spooky Network and also Para Unity Network, and I run, of course, 5 different shows, and I'm on hiatus currently from some of them. Obviously, I do Fear Fan Tuesday nights. My show Nick Files, which season 3 will be coming back in either late March or early April. Then, of course, also To the Grave and Back and Supernatural Talk on Thursday afternoons and evenings. And finally, The Frighteners on Friday afternoons. So I'm all over the place.
I love it. You're a family to me. I will be in New Jersey in a few weeks to do live shows. We are bringing a live concert to BB3 TV, Real Talk with Dom and Tom's World. You can only find me here on BB3 TV. always share all artists here. Like, share, follow, subscribe, and most importantly, enjoy. Thank you all for being here.
Good night.